It's now 39 minutes after the hour of 6 o'clock on this Monday morning. Welcome back to the Now Morning Show. I'm Kimberly De Souza. Now, the Community Water Improvement Program, or CWIP, is a short-term program of works which is intended to address service delivery shortfalls in unserved and underserved communities. The Community Water Improvement Program is undertaken and funded by the Ministry of Public Utilities and the Water and Sewerage Authority, WASA, as the executing agency. The program of works executed in these targeted communities range from the installation of new pipelines, booster refurbishment, new booster installations, the rehabilitation of wells, and the installation and commissioning of storage tanks and reservoirs. Close to 100,000 residents across Trinidad have already been positively impacted through the CWIP program. And now let's hear from Minister Marvin Gonzales on how the CWIP continues to improve the lives of citizens across the nation. Take a look.
When we launched the CWIP program in July of 2021, I never anticipated the results that we experienced. In many of our communities, they were never integrated into our water grid. Communities like Waikotamina, in Walk Trace, in Subada Trace, were incorporated into the national water grid, where they experienced water for the very first time. In Lalaha, in East Trinidad, a community that never had access to water and never had access to electricity. For the very first time, utilizing the CWIP intervention, that community had access to clean, treated, potable water for the first time. Over 100,000 citizens all over Trinidad and Tobago experienced an improvement in their water supply under this program. What I saw that impressed me profoundly, the organization has at its disposal young, energetic engineers and project managers and professionals that can be utilized to bring an improvement in the levels of service in the water supply across Trinidad and Tobago. Some of these employees and some of these professionals never had the opportunity to manage projects. And by setting up teams and appointing team leads, they had for the very first time an ability to manage a project and to personalize it and to take personal responsibility, accounting for the management of these projects. It has not only brought about community within the Water and Sewerage Authority, it brought about community because WASA was able to reach out to its stakeholders, its customers all across Trinidad and Tobago, working collaboratively to improve water supplies in those communities. The data shows that with the successful implementation of all CWIP projects within the last 8 months, over 64% of the population in Trinidad and Tobago now enjoys a water supply level of service between 24/4 to 24/7. For the very first time, this is the reality of a successful program, low budget, low costing, that has impacted so many lives across Trinidad and Tobago. What we are doing under the Community Water Improvement Program, CWIP, is very much in alignment with our country's National Development Strategy, Goal 2, Vision 2020, which states that our public utilities system will be better managed with improved access for all our citizens. Over 100,000 citizens, and on the third phase, an additional 25,000 citizens are set to benefit from an improved access to our utility system, in this case water, very much in alignment with Goal 2 of our country's National Development Strategy, Vision 2030. And I feel a sense of pride, I feel a sense of hope to continue to work with our employees of the Water and Sewerage Authority, with our employees and our managers at the Ministry of Public Utilities to continue to positively impact the lives of our people. This is
And that was the Minister of Public Utilities, Mr. Marvin Gonzales, just giving us an update on what has been going on in the Community Water Improvement Program. And guess who we have with us today? None other than Mr. Gonzales himself. Now, Minister, I see the work that you're doing, and one of the things I know is that when you became the Minister of Public Utilities, one of your thrusts was water for all. And we have these CWIP programs going on in different communities. But I've been hearing some arguments that maybe South and Central is being left out. Any plans to go in those communities, or have you been in those communities already?
Actually, last week Friday, I spent the entire day in Pinal and Superior, Point Fortin. I visited the Mora Dam, which is in the Pinal area, catchment area. I had a meeting, an impromptu meeting with some of the senior officials at PowerGen because they control that particular dam, and that dam produces somewhere around 1.2 million gallons of water to the PowerGen facility to do their cooling and some of the work there to generate electricity. But what was very interesting about the dam is that it's located very close to the Pinal water treatment plant. And in that Pinal catchment, about 15 to 20,000 citizens live there. Their water supply is perhaps somewhere in the region of once every 9 days, which is very, very ridiculous in my view. So I asked the question, why don't we speak to PowerGen and see if we can utilize and collaborate with them to access some of the excess water from that dam. So I had a very impromptu meeting there, and the senior officials there indicated to me they give us some preliminary information. I had an impromptu chat with the chairman of PowerGen, and we have decided, based on my simple visit there last week Friday, that we will pursue a collaboration where WASA and PowerGen can now have access to that dam, and perhaps WASA can get close to about 700,000 gallons of water, additional water, to go into that Pinal water treatment plant, and thereby possibly improving the levels of service from once every 9 days to 3 days a week at minimum. We've already identified a number of wells that are out of operation within the Pinal catchment area, and we intend to bring those wells into production so that they can increase the capacity of water flowing from that Pinal water treatment plant. So I am anxiously looking forward to that, and and it will impact 20,000 people.
Well,
after that, yeah.
I want to just interject here. You keep, every time we talk about improving the water supply, we talk about all these dams, we talk about all these treatment plants and all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
But a lot of the time, I've realized that we're still running some of the same old infrastructure when it comes to like the piping, especially. So like we often see situations like what happened by Cocorite a couple of weeks ago when the pipe burst and it caused traffic for a whole weekend. It take a whole weekend to be able to repair.
Yes.
I think that there's another pipe that is causing a hole in the highway right now as we speak, and going west there as well.
Okay.
So we have a lot of those challenges where we see these rusted old pipes, but we put in brand new pumps, we put in brand new water systems. So how we making that connection work?
So it's a multifaceted approach. It's just not about getting additional water from our dams or reservoirs, improving the water infrastructure there and what have you. But you're right, if you don't improve the infrastructure to take the water into people's home, you will not make any progress. So in addition to that, we are engaging a robust pipeline replacement project. It is going to cost billions of dollars to replace all the aging pipelines in Trinidad and Tobago, because I am telling you, it's really bad. A lot of these pipelines are older than all of us collectively put together. Those pipelines are really old. They are encrusted, and when they are encrusted, the volume of water that can flow through the pipes are significantly reduced, and of course, it will impact the pressure and the quality of water, etc. So what do? You have to identify those that are impacting the citizens more than others, and you engage a project and a program to remove those aging infrastructure. So we are also doing that. Over the last 4 to 5 months, we have repaired, you will not believe that, we have repaired 13,000 leaks on WASA's transmission and distribution system. But repairing 13,000 leaks sounds good, but how do you analyze and how do you assess the data? The data must show you those pipelines that are more aged than some.
No, Minister, we're going to put a pin in that because we have to go to break.
Okay.
Of course, we have Minister Marvin Gonzales who's joining us this morning. I'm Kimberly. We have Rockers. We have so much more in store. Stay with us.
Yeah.